ATM stands for Asynchronous Transfer Mode. AI stands for Artificial Intelligence. AVI stands for Audio Video Interleave. ACE stands for Access Control Entry. ADSL stands for Asymmetric Digital Subscriber Line. ADC stands for Analog to Digital Converter. ALGOL stands for Algorithmic Language. ALU stands for Arithmetic Logic Unit. ANSI stands for American National Standards Institute. API stands for Application Program Interface. ARP stands for Address Resolution Protocol. ARPANET stands for Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. AUI stands for Attachment Unit Interface. BPS stands for Bytes per Seconds. BMP stands for Bitmap. BASIC stands for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. BCD stands for Binary Coded Decimal. BHTML stands for Broadcast Hypertext Markup Language. BIOS stands for Basic Input-Output System. BIU stands for Bus Interface Unit. CUI stands for Character User Interface. CRT stands for Cathode Ray Tube. CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. CPU stands for Central Processing Unit. CPI stands for Clock Cycle Per Instruction. COBOL stands for Common Business Oriented Language. CMOS stands for Complementary Metal Oxide Semiconductor. CLR stands for Common Language Runtime. CISC stands for Complex Instruction Set Computer. CAD stands for Computer Aided Design. CADD stands for Computer Aided Drafting and Design. CAI stands for Computer Aided Instruction. CAM stands for Computer Aided Manufacturing. CASE stands for Computer Aided Software Engineering. CCNA stands for Cisco Certified Network Associate. CGI stands for Common Gateway Interface. CD-ROM stands for Compact Disk Read Only Memory. CDMA stands for Code Division Multiple Access. CDRW stands for Compact Disk Rewritable. CD stands for Compact Disk. DLC stands for Data Link Control. DHTML stands for Dynamic Hypertext Markup Language. DHCP stands for Dynamic Host Control Protocol. DDL stands for Data Definition Language. DCL stands for Data Control Language. DBMS stands for Database Management System. DBA stands for Database Administrator. DAC stands for Digital to Analog Converter. DVD stands for Digital Versatile Disk. DTD stands for Document Type Definition. DSN stands for Digital Subscriber Network. DSL stands for Digital Subscriber Line. DRAM stands for Dynamic Random Access Memory. DOS stands for Disk Operating System. DOM stands for Document Object Model. DNS stands for Domain Name System. DNA stands for Distributed Internet Architecture. DMA stands for Direct Memory Access. DLL stands for Dynamic Link Library. DML stands for Data Manipulation Language. ENIAC stands for Electronics Numerical Integrator and Calculator. EROM stands for Erasable Read Only Memory. EDC stands for Electronic Digital Computer. EEPROM stands for Electrically Erasable Programmable Read Only Memory. EEPROM stands for Electrically Erasable Programmable Read Only Memory. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. EBCDIC stands for Extended Binary Coded Decimal Interchange Code. EULA stands for End User License Agreement. EAROM stands for Electrically Alterable Read-Only Memory. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. FIFO stands for First In First Out. FDMA stands for Frequency Division Multiple Access. FDD stands for Floppy Disk Drive. FRAM stands for Ferroelectric Random Access Memory. FPS stands for Frames per Second. FORTRAN stands for Formula Translation. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. GB stands for Gigabytes. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. HP stands for Hewlett-Packard. HDD stands for Hard Disk Drive. I/O stands for Input-Output. IBM stands for International Business Machines. IC stands for Integrated Circuit. ICMP stands for Internet Control Message Protocol. IE stands for Internet Explorer. IT stands for Information Technology. ISR stands for Interrupt Service Routine. ISP stands for Internet Service Provider. ISDN stands for Integrated Services Digital Network. IRQ stands for Interrupt Request. IRC stands for Internet Relay Chat. ISO stands for International Standard Organization. JPEG stands for Joint Photographic Experts Group. KB stands for Kilobytes. KBPS stands for Kilobytes. LAN stands for Local Area Network. LDOTP stands for Layer 2 Tunneling Protocol. LSI stands for Large Scale Integration. LOC stands for Lines of Code. LIP stands for Logical Interfaces per Second. LIFO stands for Last In First Out. LCD stands for Liquid Crystal Display. MB stands for Megabytes. Mbps stands for Megabytes per Second. MAN stands for Metropolitan Area Network. MCS stands for Multicast Server. MAC stands for Media Access Control. MTU stands for Maximum Transmission Unit. MSN stands for Microsoft Network. MSDN stands for Microsoft Developer Network. MS stands for Microsoft. Modem stands for Modulator and Demodulator. MDI stands for Multiple Document Interface. MDS stands for Microcomputer Development System. MFT stands for Master File Table. MIME stands for Multipurpose Internet Mail Extensions. MIPS stands for Millions of Instructions per Second. MISD stands for Multiple Instruction Single Data. NTP stands for Network Time Protocol. NTFS stands for New Technology File System. NDIS stands for Network Driver Interface Specification. NASSCOM stands for National Association of Software and Service Companies. NCP stands for Network Control Protocol. NAS stands for Network Attached Storage. OSI stands for Open System Interconnection. OS stands for Operating System. OOPS stands for Object Oriented Programming System. OMR stands for Optical Mark Reader. OOP stands for Object Oriented Programming. OLA stands for Object Linking and Embedding. OCR stands for Optical Character Readers. PPTP stands for Point-to-Point Tunneling Protocol. PPP stands for Peer-to-Peer Protocol. PNP stands for Plug and Play. PDA stands for Personal Digital Assistant. PDF stands for Portable Document Format. PNG stands for Portable Network Graphics. PLC stands for Programmable Logic Controller. PC stands for Personal Computer. PCI stands for Peripheral Component Interconnect. PCMCIA stands for Personal Computer Memory Card International Association. PROM stands for Programmable Read-Only Memory. PLA stands for Programmable Logic Array. PDU stands for Protocol Data Unit. PIC stands for Programming Interrupt Control. PDL stands for Page Description Language. QDS stands for Quality of Service. QEP stands for Quoted for Performance. QDR stands for Quad Data Rate. RADSL stands for Rate Adaptive Digital Subscribes Line. RAID stands for Redundant Array of Independent Disks. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. RPC stands for Remote Procedure Call. RTC stands for Real-Time Clock. RTOS stands for Real-Time Operating System. RAMDAC stands for Random Access Memory Digital to Analog Converter. RAS stands for Remote Access Network. RDRAM stands for Rambus Dynamic Random Access Memory. RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. RTF stands for Rich Text Format. ROM stands for Read-Only Memory. RISC stands for Reduced Instruction Set Computer. RIP stands for Raster Image Processor. RIC stands for Reduced Instruction Set Computer. SAP stands for Systems Application Products. SAP stands for Service Access Point. SAC stands for Selective Acknowledgements. SW stands for Software. STP stands for Shielded Twisted Pair. SRS stands for Software Requirements Specification. SRAM stands for Static Random Access Memory. SQL stands for Structured Query Language. SQA stands for Statistical Quality Assurance. SNMP stands for Simple Network Management Protocol. SMTP stands for Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. SMS stands for Short Message Service. SDSL stands for Symmetric Digital Subscribes Line. SDRAM stands for Static Dynamic Random Access Memory. SDL stands for Storage Definition Language. SDRAM stands for Synchronous Dynamic Random Access Memory. SDK stands for Software Development Kit. SDN stands for Integrated Service Digital Network. SGRAM stands for Synchronous Graphics Random Access Memory. SIM stands for Subscriber Identification Module. SU stands for Serial Interface Unit. SGML stands for Standard Generalized Markup Language. TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. TB stands for Terabytes. TCP/IP stands for Transmission Control Protocol Internet Protocol. TDMA stands for Time Division Multiple Access. TDI stands for Transport Data Interface. UDP stands for User Datagram Protocol. UI stands for User Interface. UML stands for Unified Modeling Language. UTP stands for Unshielded Twisted Pair. USRT stands for Universal Synchronous Receiver Transmitted. USB stands for Universal Serial Bus. URL stands for Universal Resource Locator. UNIX stands for Uniplexed Information and Computer Systems. WAN stands for Virtual Area Network. VB stands for Visual Basic. VCD stands for Video Compact Disc. VGA stands for Video Graphics Array. VLSI stands for Very Large Scale Integrated Circuits. VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. VRAM stands for Video Random Access Memory. VS stands for Visual Studio. WAN stands for Wide Area Network. WAP stands for Wireless Application Protocol. Windows ME stands for Windows Millennium Edition. Windows NT stands for Windows New Technology. Windows XP stands for Windows Experienced. WORM stands for Write Once Read Many. WWW stands for World Wide Web. WYSIWYG stands for What You See Is What You Get. XHTML stands for Extensible Hypertext Markup Language. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. XSL stands for Extensible Style Sheet Language. ZIP stands for Zone Information Protocol. ZB stands for Zettabyte. ZISC stands for Zone Instruction Set Computer. UNIVAC stands for Unique Numerical Integrator and Computer. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon for new video notification.